Maker. I'm the director of the Cone Center for Entrepreneurship, and I'm so glad you are all here with us tonight for the Belmont Entrepreneur Awards. Yes, it's going to be a fun night. We all know that Belmont alumni are all around the world. We've got Belmont alum entrepreneurs in 90 cities across the United States, in 6 countries around the world, and we have 100 of you here tonight. This is our 4th annual Belmont Entrepreneur Awards event, and we started this as a way to really honor and recognize 100 of our founders who are truly innovating and doing amazing things through their businesses. To our 2022 Top 100, we know that the work you do matters to you, but we're here tonight to celebrate and honor you and say that it also matters to those around you. Tonight's celebration is a small token to say we see you and we are so proud that you are a part of the Belmont family. Your entrepreneurial excellence is creating a better world. So I'm glad you're all here with us tonight. Now, Nashville is an amazing city with a thriving business community, so it's no surprise that many of our alums make roots here. And to all of you who drove in from all across the state of Tennessee, we're so glad you're here tonight. A few of you traveled a little bit farther to be here, so I want to give a shout out to Amy Violet, coming all the way from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Ariel Olfers, the founder of the Southern Influence, came all the way from Austin, Texas. I don't know how I forgot that. And from Key Largo, Florida, Tyler Morris, co-founder of Melior Movement. There you are. Our entrepreneurship program was just ranked #1 in the state of Tennessee by the Princeton Review and Entrepreneur Magazine. This year, we expanded some of our entrepreneurship offerings that we offer all across campus to students. I want to give a call out to 4 of our new initiatives that we've really grown this year. So the first is our Entrepreneur in Residence program. We have 4 alumni entrepreneurs in residence who are on campus each week to mentor our students. So a special thank you to Meredith Maisie, Kristen Sweeting, Ryan Reisdorf, and Matt Fiedler. This past fall, we launched the Jeffrey Bunton Senior Program for Creative Ventures. This is in partnership with the Watkins College of Art, the O'Moore College of Architecture and Design, the Curb College of Entertainment and Music Business, and the Massey College of Business. And we're really offering a very tailored approach to support our students who are at the intersection of creative arts and entrepreneurship. So we're so glad for the generous support of the Bunton family to launch that program. And finally, we got the Jeffrey Cornwall Legacy Launch Fund off the ground. This is named, yes, in honor of the founder of our program. We are now able to offer support seed funding directly to graduating seniors, and I'm so glad we can keep the legacy of Jeff Cornwall at Belmont. In 2023 will mark the 20th year of our entrepreneurship program, but I really believe we are just getting started. Tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Greg Jones and Reverend Susan Pendleton Jones, who joined Belmont just over a year ago as our president and first lady. They have big plans for where we are all headed as a Belmont community, and they truly care about entrepreneurs. So I'd like to introduce you.
Would you join me in a word of prayer as we give thanks for this night and for this food that we have shared? Let us pray together. How silently, the wondrous gift is given. For God imparts to human hearts the blessing of his heaven. We celebrate this night the beauty of this season. We give you thanks for all who are gathered here, for their creativity, for their entrepreneurial spirits, for the gift of their hard work, for their risk-taking, for all that they bring to Belmont and far beyond. We give you thanks for them especially as we celebrate them this night. We thank you for the food that we have shared together. Thank you for conversations around these tables. And we pray your blessing on this evening as we give thanks for all the good that is taking place through Belmont alums throughout the world. In the name of Christ we pray. Amen. Well, I'm just going to take a second to share with you and then turn things over to Greg. During this really beautiful season, we have the opportunity to think about the Christmas carols that we hear throughout these weeks, and we're reminded through them that the world is a place of peace and joy and hope and love. But surprisingly, the carols also remind us that the world is a place of pain and struggling, suffering, and sorrow. The good and the bad are summed up in phrases like, "The weary world rejoices," as well as comfort and joy. You don't need comfort unless you're suffering or grieving. Or longer stanzas like, "And ye beneath life's crushing load, whose forms are bending low, who toil along the climbing way with painful steps and slow, look now, for glad and golden hours come swiftly on the wing. O rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing." That's the third verse of "It Came Upon the Midnight Clear." And from "O Holy Night," we hear, "Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth." Or the famous Henry Wadsworth Longfellow carol, written at the height of the Civil War. "I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. But in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth," I said, "for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men." Then pealed the bells more loud and deep, "God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men." And even in this season favorite, "Joy to the World," assumed to be a joyous carol, verse 3 says, "No more let sin and sorrows grow, or thorns infest the ground." Isn't this the work of the entrepreneur? To see the need, the struggle, the thorns, the lack, and to work toward the solution, offering hope, opportunity, and creative thinking. To be those who make the bells peal more loud and deep. You are the bell ringers and the hope bringers. You, like those angels who are the featured characters in almost every Christmas carol, you are the messengers of good news. So we encourage you tonight, sing loudly. Thank you for all that you do for the world to bring comfort and joy to all.
I knew I should have gone first. I'm much more prosaic and just want to say a word about our appreciation to be at Belmont. Since we came to this community, part of what drew us to Nashville and to Belmont was the entrepreneurial spirit that has marked Belmont, that sense of positive momentum, the energy that comes from some of the people on whose names we rest, the buildings, the colleges, Jack Massey, Tom Cone, Cordia Harrington, Gordon Inman, Milton Johnson, so many of the people that we honor and celebrate. Alums, parents, friends, are people who had that entrepreneurial spirit. And what I love about Belmont is that deep sense in which it's woven into the fabric of who we are, continued through faculty like Jeff Cornwell, who, even though he's retired, we've still managed to keep him working on some new initiatives to inspire entrepreneurship among young people. And the faculty and staff who are here, and those of you who are alums. Last year, the 100 Entrepreneurs Evening was one of the highlights for Susan and me. Inspiring to see the stories of what you're doing in Nashville, in the broader region and around the world. Indeed, we've made cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset one of the hallmarks of what we think should mark every Belmont student's education. We want the work that Elizabeth leads so beautifully through the Cone Center, through the Massey College of Business, to infuse all of the colleges at Belmont, to have every graduate of Belmont have that entrepreneurial mindset. Those of you gathered here, the 100 entrepreneurs, have actually started ventures, but you can bring that entrepreneurial mindset to whatever role you're in, that future-minded orientation, the ways in which Susan talked about addressing the sorrows and the gaps and the needs and finding creative solutions to complex problems. It's been a hallmark of a Belmont education, and we want it to be deeply embedded and infused across all of our colleges. And so we're working toward that and trying to inspire more people. One of the things I also loved about the stories last year was some of you who are, shall we say, a little more seasoned in your entrepreneurial ventures and graduated a number of years ago, as well as honoring more recent grads. I have a friend who talks about the significance of what he calls attainable exemplars. That's to suggest that sometimes if we tell the stories of a Jack Massey, it just seems so overwhelming. How could I take 3 different companies public in the way that he did? Attainable exemplars are those who may be 5 or 8 years out on a first venture. I can imagine how I could get there. As Amy Crook has led us in an alumni mentoring program, to have some of you coming back, and now through the Entrepreneur in Residence program, to have those of you coming back and pouring into our current students with that vision that you too can take that next step. You can be an attainable exemplar for them. It's a wonderful, virtuous spiral that we see in such extraordinary and powerful ways. And it's a great joy to be a part of this Belmont community. We're grateful for all that all of you do. And indeed, I hope that this event will eventually have to be something more like the 500 entrepreneurs. We'll have to find bigger venues for them just because of the impact that Belmont grads are having in so many places in this community and around the world in so many different areas of life. It's a great joy. And now it's our pleasure to introduce to you someone who joined Belmont this summer. He's a longtime friend of Susan's and mine, and he came to Belmont partly because of that same entrepreneurial spirit. He's now the executive director of the Belmont Innovation Lab, something that we have launched this summer to come alongside the work that happens in the Cone Center and in so many other areas across campus and the entrepreneurship faculty in the Massey College. He's a longtime friend who's also a faculty member in the Massey College in entrepreneurship, as well as in the Moore College of Architecture and Design. He's a great collaborator, a wonderful spirit, and going to do incredible things as we build out networks of entrepreneurs in Nashville, in Tennessee, and across all the globe. Would you join me in welcoming Josh Yates?
Good evening. Isn't this awesome? This is such a great event. And how about that charcuterie board over there? I wanted to take my chair and just belly right up to it. Thank you, Greg and Susan. Thank you, Elizabeth. I wanted to say that I had made the decision a year ago, right before, to come to Belmont from my former employment, right before this event last year. And I have to say that sitting around out listening to the 100 entrepreneurs, the stories that were being told, I was so inspired that I immediately called my wife afterwards and said, I am so glad I made the decision to come to Belmont. I'm so glad I came to Nashville. The stories that you all embody are extraordinary. We are, as Susan Jones said, I think so eloquently, in the times that we live, we need entrepreneurs. We need entrepreneurs in every field, every sector, every walk of life. We need people to have an entrepreneurial mindset and spirit to work for the good of our neighbor and the good of our communities. So it was extraordinary to hear those stories. And I have to say that the thing that really struck me as I was listening, and if you listen closely tonight, I bet you'll hear it. It's the story not just of the heroic entrepreneur. And by the way, I just want to pause and say, you all are heroes, because anybody that has the guts to get up every day and try to launch something and has the scars to prove it knows that it's a bit heroic. So thank you. But the reality that every entrepreneur knows is that deep down, it is the power of community that makes it work. It's by the grace of God, a little bit of luck, and well-timed help from other people that get our enterprises off the ground and make them last. And I think that that's why this event is so powerful. It really is what I think Belmont is trying to do, is to create a community, foster a community of people and organizations and entrepreneurs like yourselves, to not only celebrate individuals, but to celebrate the community that's represented in this room. So Elizabeth asked me to share a few stories about just some ways that Belmont is trying to help nurture that community. And I have to say that there are so many colleagues in this room who are doing this in extraordinary ways, and I hope you get a chance to, if you don't already know them, a chance tonight to talk with them. There are too many to name tonight. But I want to name 3 examples of ways that I'm connected to where Belmont is trying to nurture these communities. The first one I want to mention is one who I saw up on the screen. Is Wes Sellers here? I don't even know if he's here. He is the founder of Caring Ways. Caring Ways is an incredible crowdsourcing platform for healthcare, okay? Doing amazing things. He's a Belmont MBA grad from the Massey School, and he's working with Charlie Apigian and the Belmont Data Collaborative, which if you haven't heard of that and gotten to know Charlie, I highly recommend you do it, to bring mental health to places that typically don't have access to it. So that they partnered, for example, Caring Ways and Charlie partnered with the NFL Football Hall of Fame to create a fund to bring mental health services to inner city Baltimore. And it was phenomenally successful. They want to bring that same thing here to Nashville. So it's a Nashville-based company. They're working with the Hall of Fame. They may even get a few other Hall of Fames, which there may be one or two around here, engaged to bring it to Nashville. So that's a very local example. Thank you. But let's not just stop here at the borders of Nashville. Around the state, we have the opportunity to work with the state Department of Health and Human Services, to incubate an idea for a social impact fund for the entire state of Tennessee called Thrive Tennessee. And it's still early days, but the idea is, how do we use public dollars to seed and attract private and philanthropic dollars to then invest in commercial companies that have both real return and real social impact in a whole variety of ways. So think of Caring Ways as an example, or think about a home building company that takes returning citizens and trains and upskills them in the trades. Or think about a home healthcare nursing company that is bringing nursing across rural communities that are in healthcare deserts. Right? These are just some of the examples of companies that we can invest in, and if we have the will, the imagination, and of course the resources, which I think we do. Finally, if that wasn't ambitious enough, we have partnered with an incredible global network of social impact investors called the Transformational Business Network. And what they do is they work all around the world with small and medium-sized enterprises to nurture those companies and make them both investment worthy and impact ready, right? To have impact, to create enterprise solutions to poverty. So here, think about, they're doing work that's extraordinary. They're doing work around prisons. They have a call center in a prison in Singapore that is training current inmates with the kinds of skills and jobs they need so that when they leave prison, they have that capability and that skill set, maybe even a job, which is important not only for their own livelihoods, but for their families. They are doing extraordinary work in conservation care. So imagine a 5-star luxury resort in South Africa that is not only employing villagers, right, for stable, ongoing employment, but creating and conserving natural habitat for big game animals like elephants and cheetahs, which have largely been absent from that area, and reintroducing them and creating a sustainable business model to make that happen. And if you're curious about that, you can look it up. It's called Kazuku Game Park, and Jose Gonzalez can testify how amazing it is. Pretty cool. Or the last one that one of my favorites is an affordable housing company based in Southeast Asia that has discovered that there is basically a weed called kanaf that when you process it the right way is as strong as concrete, easier to source, and more sustainable over time, environmentally friendly and sustainable. And by the way, if that wasn't good enough, they employ street gang kids to process it, right? These are all the kinds of things that I think at the heart of it, I think we're trying, now whether you're trying to do that social impact work or you just have a straight up enterprise, for me, the thing that is represented in this room, the thing we're trying to do at Belmont is to nurture a community that at its heart is mission focused, right? That cares about mission, cares about purpose. And that, how many of you, when you talk about to your relatives at the Thanksgiving dinner table or Christmas dinner table, or say, like, if they say to you, what's the purpose of business? What's the purpose of your enterprise? My bet is your answer isn't, well, it's to make money. My bet it's not, well, it's to maximize shareholder return or to like stomp out the competition. And we all like a little bit of competition. My bet is that in one way or another, what you will say to them is, I want to provide a value to my community through my supply chain, my customer base, my employees, a really important and lasting value that meets a need, that meets a desire, that meets a dream. And so what I want to say and commend to you and also celebrate with you is that I think that's what we're doing in this room, is we're celebrating our collective focus on creating enterprises that have mission at their heart and are trying to create lasting, sustainable value for those we care about. So again, if I had a glass, I'd toast you. Can't wait to hear who's going to win these awards and hear their stories, but just listen when you hear them. Listen for the community of people that surround them like a cloud of witnesses. Thank you so much.
I'm Kristen Sweeting. I'm the founder of Kristen Sweeting Photography and Dangerous Creatives. Kristen Sweeting Photography is a boutique destination wedding photography business. Dangerous Creatives is the coaching program and online course that I started to help people take their passion and make it into a sustainable income. Hey everybody! I'm really excited to pull up everyone's portfolio and talk through it today. When I was at Belmont, I did a study abroad trip that really inspired a lot of the workshops and the work that I do now. That was the first time I saw that the experiences that you have in your life really shape and inspire your creativity. And so I'm really grateful for that experience at Belmont. Hey, and welcome back to the Dangerous Creatives podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Sweeting, and today we are talking about pricing strategies for wedding photographers. It's such a creative process running a business because even the money, the marketing, all takes so much creativity to really do them in a way that helps everyone thrive. Being an entrepreneur is making the constant choice to do the brave thing, the thing that you feel really passionate about. I'm excited for the future because I think that there's more challenges and every challenge is an opportunity for new growth.
Kristen Sweeting. And now to the heart of our event, our top 100 alumni entrepreneurs. I wish we had time to showcase each and every one of you tonight. Instead, we'll be showing 5 video spotlights to take you inside a few of our alumni businesses. Our 2022 Top 100 list includes alumni from 37 different majors who have founded businesses in 36 cities, and we have 35 new faces on this year's list. We opened up a nomination process in the spring, and we received nominations from your colleagues, your friends, Belmont alums, and Belmont faculty and staff. This year's list includes such a wide breadth of ventures, from fashion to food to social enterprise and more. Congratulations to all of you who made this year's list. The work you all are doing is incredible. This year's top 100 list, collectively, they employ over 5,000 people around the world. And the annual revenue of these 100 businesses is $500 million. That's billion. The true magic of entrepreneurship is the impact that it brings to the world. Entrepreneurship is bringing an idea to life and making it tangible. It is solving problems and creating solutions. It is economic development and job creation. It's the power that comes from starting with an idea, creating something new, and the confidence that comes from that. It takes courage, it takes humility, and it takes a team. We introduced the Impact Awards last year as a way to honor founders who have truly embodied the impact that entrepreneurship brings. Tonight, we will be honoring 4 founders who have made an enormous impact this year to their industry, to their community, and to their peers. Before we hand out our first award, let's take a look inside another one of our top 100 businesses.
Tempo is my family's business. Been open for going on 4 years now, and we just do nice quality, high quality breakfast tacos and coffee.
Everything is influenced by like how we grew up and where we grew up in Texas.
I describe our food as, just classic Tex-Mex breakfast, and we try to bring as much Texas as we can here. We try to make everyone feel loved and welcome, and yeah, the coffee's great and the food's great, but the feeling of being in here is what we're really trying to give to the people, is, feel good, feel comfortable, obviously have a good meal, but just feel like part of the family.
Going to Belmont really grew me as a person. Both me and my brother were the first to go to a university in our family, which was a really big deal. So it was really like a really exciting feeling to know that I learned things that I could actually use. My brother, who's 2 years younger than me, when he started going to that school as well, it was a really fun time for both of us.
Studying business, it just helped me to, hone in on like critical thinking skills, which has helped now that we're doing this. So Belmont definitely helped me get prepared for something like this.
I feel lucky to have a family that I genuinely like and know that I can work with.
Being able to contribute to the community with my family, I think it's very special. We love what we do, and we look forward to what Tempo looks like in the future.
I believe we have Uriah, Zyla, and the Solis family. Are they in the audience? If so, would you please stand and we can give you one more round of applause. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to be presenting our first award tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mitch Barron, and I'm a program coordinator here at Belmont University in the Center for Entrepreneurship, and work with Elizabeth. Our first Impact Award recognizes someone who has dedicated his time and talents to serving his peers. We focus so much on mentorship within our program, and this year's recipient of the Impact Peers Award is someone who is always championing other entrepreneurs. A native Nashvilleian, he has served numerous organizations and initiatives within our city, but the impact of his work is found through his servant leadership and innovative spirit. Our recipient has observed Nashville's rapid economic growth and has sought to support it with a suite of financial services that is committed to fueling the creative DNA of the city. His business is modeled around building a network across industries and professions, and it is reflective of the uncanny ability to connect and champion entrepreneurs all over the city. The Nashville Business Journal aptly named him a power connector, which paints the perfect picture of what he's been doing for entrepreneurs for years. And I can think of no better recipient of the 2022 Impact Peers Award than Harry Allen, co-founder of Studio Bank. And unfortunately, Harry could not be with us tonight, but we want to celebrate him, so please give him another round of applause to Harry.
I'm Trevor Hinesley. I am one of the co-founders of Soundstripe. Soundstripe is a royalty-free music company. We provide music to creators and companies that are trying to pair music with video. Something I think that makes our company unique is that we're not just a music company. We're not just a tech startup. We're both. That's important to me personally because I come from both worlds. So I didn't know until this morning that you actually came from the same. Coming to Belmont, I was surrounded by people who were musical but very technical in nature. I wound up doing a double major in audio engineering and computer science. When we started this company, I wanted to make sure that we had that grounding in both sides. So for me, being an entrepreneur is using the same creative brain that I love to use for music to create something new in a business industry. What I'm most excited about is the unknowns. I don't know what 3 years down the road is gonna look like. I had no idea we would be where we're at right now. That's what makes waking up every day so interesting. We are trying to create a future. I don't know where it's going, but we're doing the best we can, and that's a very motivating thing to me.
Trevor Hinesley. All right, it is my honor to introduce you to Gordon Droycor and Eric Anderson, co-founders of Core Design and last year's recipients of the Impact Industry Award.
Our second Impact Award recognizes industry disruption. This year's recipient leads a nonprofit artist development and music production community based in Nashville. Founded in 2016, this recipient recognized the tremendous music talent in Nashville and the need for a connecting point to foster collaboration. He began with a question: what if there was a community center for music professionals?
Fast forward to 2022, this organization helps musicians build networks to kickstart their career. They have the tools and resources to craft relationships, develop projects, and make great music. It has disrupted the traditional ways to meet fellow musicians, producers, technicians, and songwriters as well. And even further, this year's recipient has created a doorway for new musicians and industry professionals to enter and feel at home in Nashville. This founder is revolutionizing the music industry in Nashville and is supporting creators in new ways. The recipient of the 2022 Impact Industry Award is Logan Crowell, founder of Home, helping our music evolve.
Say something crazy. Say something crazy.
Sure. Totally did not know that was going to happen. So thanks, Elizabeth, for keeping that a secret. I like surprises, so that was cool. I'm really honored to get this award. It's been a big lift for us to get this together. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Home, but it's over in East Nashville in the Center 615 building. We built out 7,000 square feet of interior space and a 6,000 square foot courtyard, and it's just really, really gorgeous. We have an outdoor stage, we have an indoor venue. We're actually doing a fundraiser event tomorrow night, so I gotta plug that. Sorry, I got the opportunity. Shame on me if I don't, right? So we are doing a fundraiser event tomorrow night at 6:30. We've got Devin Gilfillian playing, we've got Katie Pruitt playing, and we've got Ketch Secor, the writer of Wagon Wheel and the frontman of Old Crow Medicine Show. They're all playing. You can find out more about that at helpingmusic.org. And you can find home at homeformusic.org. And I'm not sure how many of y'all in the audience tonight are music creators, but if you are, you should definitely check it out. It's pretty revolutionary. And if not, pass along the word to a friend for us. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Hi, I'm Ashley Crawford, and I'm the co-founder and president of the Nashville African American Wind Symphony, Incorporated. Basically, our mission is to not only build an ensemble of professional African American classical musicians, but to also provide representation of this type of atmosphere and music to our youth and community.
Now I'm going to challenge you all again to do the same thing, but this time with the lyrics.
Even in wind band culture, we are fighting to be seen and represented. We chose Juneteenth as our first concert. Now it's time for planning. And Belmont came up like, okay, we want McAfee. It was pretty much full circle for me because a lot of people didn't know that Belmont was an alma mater of mine and how many memories I have on that stage. We put this really beautiful 2-hour program together for the community, and the turnout was so beautiful. Everyone in that moment was unified by music. I appreciate my time at Belmont because they provide you with all of the tools to get out there and hustle. And I've had professors that say, hey, we're gonna give you all the tools you need, but you gotta get out there and build something. And that's what I did. If we can influence other people to build in that way as well, that's what I want to see happen in the future.
Ashley, there you are. Now I would like to introduce you to Mackenzie Durham, co-founder of Delight Ministries and last year's recipient of the Impact Community Award. Yes.
Our final Impact Award focuses on community. This year's recipients are tackling a major problem in our world today, trauma and mental health. They've built a proven model for empowering people from all walks of life to overcome trauma and embrace a brighter future. This organization started in 2011 in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and experienced local growth before expanding nationwide. Their programs currently serve in 40 states and 10 countries, blending clinical insights with faith-based support to help individuals break free from critical stress and trauma. They are specifically serving veterans and first responders healing from service-related trauma. Across the nation and the world, this organization is healing hearts, reconciling families, and decreasing addiction, poverty, abuse, divorce, homelessness, and suicide. They have built a project that's being noticed by churches, nonprofits, news outlets, universities, and a wide variety of industries. We are all aware of the growing mental health problem across our country and around the world. These founders are using a redemptive framework to build a groundbreaking solution for thousands of people held back by trauma. And their growth trajectory over their 11 years has been impressive, but we are most excited to see their impact expand in the years to come. I can think of no better recipient of the 2022 Impact Community Award than Evan and Jenny Owens, founders of Reboot Recovery.
Who did you write that? Yes. Whoever wrote that, oh my goodness. Yes.
We're hiring a copywriter this evening to describe what we do.
I've never received an award on the stage before. This is exciting. We're not hosting a fundraiser tomorrow night, but we're hosting a live one right now. Dinner with the president. Going one. No. This is incredible. Yeah. When we met at Belmont, we fell in love at Belmont, and I think about how far God has brought us, and this work we do, y'all, it is hard. This nonprofit work, this for-profit work, I don't care what you are. Being an entrepreneur is super, super hard. And probably nobody tells you very often, but you guys are awesome. God made you uniquely the way that you are. It's okay that other people think you're too strong a personality sometimes. It's okay that sometimes you got to make decisions that people don't like. You guys are amazing. And so we just feel so blessed by this, and Belmont's been such a huge part of our story. And so, Jenny, I think you have 35 more minutes to share, so go ahead.
Oh, no. No, thank you all. It's an honor to be nominated and standing alongside some of these other amazing people that you already heard about tonight. So thank you all so much, and would love for you to learn more about Reboot Recovery. If you know of anyone who has need of trauma healing, or you yourself have a need, there's a space for you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sarah Worley, and I'm the co-founder of Biscuit Love. Biscuit Love is a brunch restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. It was founded in 2012 and started as a food truck. We have 3 locations in Nashville, and we are opening 2 more. We started it while I was in school at Belmont, so Belmont's been part of the story from the very beginning. Biscuit Love has always focused on people. We joke that we're about nourishing bellies and souls. Our tagline is Breakfast for Good, and we're just trying to make an impact on the community through the people that we work with. From the day we opened Biscuit Love, our culture was really driven by creating a sense of belonging, so a place where people could come and feel like they had a home. How you doing? Okay, the French toast. I was so fortunate to be in the Belmont community because I was exposed to so many mentors, so many contacts. It really helped us launch this business in a way that was set on a solid foundation. When we launched Biscuit Love, I really knew that we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, and it's really become so much more missional for us. So I would say I'm more of a missionary than I am an entrepreneur.
Sarah, where are you? Sarah, stand up. There you are. Hi there. I am Chip Hayner. Thank you very much. I'm the Director of Alumni and Family Engagement at Belmont. I am a 2004 grad, and like many of you, I had the amazing pleasure of being mentored by Jeff Cornwall during my senior year and launching a business upon graduation. Unfortunately, my entrepreneurial journey was short-lived, as we promptly ignored every bit of advice that Dr. Cornwall gave us, as wise 22-year-olds are prone to do. So while my business owning days were done, I took so much of what I've learned during my time at Belmont into the next 15 years of my career, giving me opportunities to interact with many of you in this room in different ways for different reasons. See, I think so many of us can attribute our successes to the relationships and connections that were built from our time at Belmont. And perhaps it was that professor that continued giving you advice despite the endless times you dismissed it. Perhaps it was the unexpected job or internship that transformed into a passionate career. Perhaps it was that random guy you met playing guitar in the gazebo who ended up being your business partner 10 years later. There's just something about Belmont that brings kindred spirits together, galvanizing them to make the kind of impact that only they can. And as each of you have demonstrated with your own lives and careers, that impact doesn't end when you graduate. Instead, it takes on new forms as you innovate within your communities. After all, you couldn't become one of Belmont's top 100 entrepreneurs of 2022, without encountering firsthand the immense value of these relationships and connections. The Belmont community is a place where every person's impact is inherently exponential. Each chance encounter, encouraging word, and professional connection goes further than we can see, setting up students for the kind of success that have brought you here today. With all this in mind, I want to share some areas where you have an opportunity to make a great impact on the current students at Belmont. And consider where these areas align with your personal values and interests and get involved. So first, spread the word. We'd love to have you follow us on our social channels and subscribe to our newsletter. It's Belmont Alum and all the social places. We're sharing stories of both our current students and alums just like you guys. Whenever you see an article that speaks to you somehow, share it with your network. You have the opportunity to use your relationships and connections to help our stories reach a much wider audience, and your voice makes a real difference in amplifying good work. Likewise, if there's something exciting going on in your world, reach out to us so we can amplify it. So this could be a job change, maybe a project launch, maybe a new initiative, anything that's worth celebrating. We want to hear from you. So email us, alumni@belmont.edu. We'd love to figure out a way to spread the word. So number 2, show up. It's so much easier to nail that three-pointer, theatrical performance, a concert, or even an academic presentation when there's not an empty seat in the house. Did you perform, present, play a sport as a Belmont student? Come back to campus, support the student groups you were a part of. Your presence and encouragement goes a long way. Third, lend a hand. The transition from student to alum can be both ripe with possibility and wrought with anxiety, as I'm sure every single person in this room knows. If you're looking to hire or build your team, consider lending a hand to a promising Belmont student. Same goes for internships. If you have the opportunity in your company, either during the school year or over the summer, reach out to our amazing Office of Career and Professional Development, who are constantly working to equip and empower Belmont students and graduates to flourish in their next opportunity. So, spreading the word, showing up, lending a hand, and the last area of opportunity of impact is paying it forward. If you're in a position to make a financial gift, it's our great desire to give you that opportunity to choose to support the initiatives that matter most to you and align with your personal values. We've developed a number of ways for donors like you to have a greater say in how your contributions are used. In addition to supporting traditional areas like scholarships and athletics, each dean has been asked to make a list of priorities in their respective college based on their vision for the future to which you can contribute. With that in mind, I want to invite up Dr. Sarah Gardiel, the Dean of Massey College of Business, to share some updates and opportunities for support in her college. Thank you again for your continuing to innovate and impact the world around us, and congratulations on this fabulous achievement tonight.
So I get to raise some money. Actually, it's not a hard gig. One of the things that I know about alums is that they are incredibly generous and grateful for what they experienced on campuses and are happy to give back. But what I would also say is that when it comes to entrepreneurs, that gratitude is supercharged. I have never met an entrepreneur who didn't want to support other entrepreneurs. It's almost like a cult or a religion or a lifestyle. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, except that entrepreneurs feel incredibly lucky, despite all the struggles, to do what they do. They think the future requires more entrepreneurship, and I think they're right about that. And they want to help other entrepreneurs follow in their footsteps. I have seen that over and over again. And so I think the fundraising piece is actually not going to be that hard for us. Let me tell you the two areas that we have targeted for fundraising. And Elizabeth has already mentioned the Jeff Cornwall Fund. This is specifically for our students who are on campus that need startup money, that these are gifts, and they're just outright take small gifts and go take seed money to go help you develop what you're doing. And these will be for seniors that are going out the door. But more recently, we've also recognized that there's a need for us to help the students that are out the door. Our graduates who are out there doing their thing and are in that really tough period when they're trying to scale and grow, but they're not quite ready for, considerable equity investment. And so our next goal, which we've already started the process of how we're going to shape this and thinking about who the donors are to bring to the table, will be to create a growth fund that will be available to our alums so that we can continue to support you in even larger ways once you're out the door. I think these opportunities for Bruins to help Bruins, for entrepreneurs to help entrepreneurs, and by the way, I have to say this, a lot of this money is coming from Vanderbilt alums. It's amazing. There are people that are very excited about what is going on our campus who are not alums of ours, who are stepping up and saying, I want to be involved as well, folks in Nashville and beyond. And so we are so excited about the potential to continue to raise money for both of those funds, to both provide seed money for our students when they're with us over their 4 years on campus and even beyond. So one of the things that I want to do is to ask you all to think about how you might appropriately support one or both of those funds. We want to make it easy for you, but I just want to throw out a challenge. And the challenge is, this is the 50th anniversary of the Massey College of Business. We had a big gala at the beginning of the semester. If there's anything that we can do to continue to support and promote Jack Massey's vision, it is to support entrepreneurship on our campus. And Chip mentioned that each dean had been asked to create priorities for fundraising, and you will not be surprised and probably glad to hear that entrepreneurship is one of the priorities for the Massey College of Business. And so I challenged the younger alums back in September at our gala to think about $50, 50 for 50, right? Get it started. Slowly start where you are, and then, over time it can be what it needs to be. We've got our eye on some even larger donors than that. But if you have engaged with us in terms of time and talent, which is what I think that Chip was asking for, also think about treasure as well, and know that I'm going to be doing my best to make sure that our fundraising in the next couple of years, several years, make sure that the Cone Center for Entrepreneurship and the College of Business at Massey and the new D3 Center, where we're building out a new co-lab next year, will be well funded for the future. That's my commitment to you. Love for you to be a part of that. Let me know if you think you want to be able to contribute to us. Do we have a QR code? Okay, it's there. Excellent. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible. There's the QR code. It will take you directly to the link on the giving page where you can create a gift tonight for us of, again, whatever size you think is appropriate. We will need all of your gifts now and into the future. Thank you for all the many ways that you will now and continue to support entrepreneurship in Belmont and the Massey College of Business. Thank you.
What a night. I'm sure you guys are ready to talk amongst yourselves. So just a few final words. First, let's give a round of applause to our band, the A.J. Huang Quartet. They are all current Belmont students, and they're just fabulous. So they're going to come back in a few minutes. Also, two of my colleagues were very instrumental in making tonight happen. So before it's too late, I do want to give a big thank you to Maddie Bolser and Mitch Barron. And it was an honor to involve several of our top 100 businesses in the making of this event as well. So big shout out to Jen Watkins, who provided our amazing photo booth. Her business is the Nashville Smile Bar, so go take a photo before the night is over. Lauren Sartain is the founder of LMA Designs, and she made all these beautiful floral arrangements. Lauren. Jess Blakely and Willow Sprague are the founders of Barbie's Bartending. We are not thirsty tonight thanks to these ladies. If you haven't eaten your pie yet, please do so, because the pies are delicious. They were made by Leah Carmine, founder of Baked on 8. Where are you, Leah? And the spread, the charcuterie, all the food, Tyler King, Tasteify Food. Luke McElroy is the founder of Orange Thread Media, who did all this behind me. So thank you to Luke and his team. And last but certainly not least, Matt Horvath, Pack Films, made all the beautiful videos tonight. Thank you, Matt. Would all of our top 100 founders please stand up? Stay standing. I'm going to make you be embarrassed. Stay standing. I want to thank all of you. It's always so inspiring to put this event together, and just for you all to be here tonight. I'm so glad we could honor you and celebrate you. You are on a mission to create, innovate, and serve. Impact is made through the ways you're changing your industries and continuing to persevere as entrepreneurs. The work you do motivates and encourages our current students who are walking the same hallways and taking the same classes that you did not too long ago. You demonstrate how courage, risk-taking, and believing in yourself is worthwhile. And you are giving us all the gifts of guidance and encouragement by your example. Tonight is to recognize you for your hard work. It is meaningful to Belmont, and we love to watch you all succeed. So, a toast. Thank you again to Barbies. May you all be filled with joy this season as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, our Creator, who made us to create. And may you continue to use your talents to impact the world around you. Congratulations. Cheers. Hang around, let's celebrate.